It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Yep, it's that unfortunate time of the year again. But there has been other news that's been talked about that is pretty interesting. So this video might be lengthy. So grab a cold one, sit down, relax. Thank you guys for tuning in. And let's get on with the show. What up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Red Ace Talks, the show that we talk about everything and anything. And right before we get to the topic, I just want to remind you, if you do like the episode, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below. Let me know what you think. You also hit the little bell icon. That way you're notified about future Red Ace production videos, such as music videos, chunk reviews, and of course, you guessed right, more episodes of Red Ace Talks. Anyways, let's get to it. And we'll be talking about the WWE. Yes, so two things has been released. One is very unfortunate, and the other one, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you guys know about this one. I'm excited to talk about the second one, but we got to get the first one talked about so that way we can get that over with and so on and so forth. Anyways, the unfortunate thing is, yes, wrestlers have been... They met the axe. They've been released. Or, as you could say, when Vince McMahon went to them, he was like, yeah, fired. And listen, for those people who don't know, thank you for letting me to read the list, unfortunately. Giving me the unfortunacy of reading the list to you of who got the axe. So let's go right through it. I'm just going to read the names. I'm not going to read the article. Otherwise, this video will be much longer, and I do not want that. So, here we go. Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, Shelton Benjamin, Emma, or you could say Tennille Dashwood, with her husband, Riddick Moss, has both been released. Elias, Rick Boogs, Hit Row member Top Dollar, Aaliyah, Mace and Mansoor for the Maximum Male Models, Shanky, Dana Brooke, and other releases from NXT thus far include Quincy Elliott, Damakato, and Ulicia Leon. And of course, they mention names that have been in the developmental that have not been seen on television, which is Bryson Montana, Daniel MacArthur, Kevin Ventura Cortez, and Alexis Gray. Ooh. Well, I know what you're going to say, well, I haven't really seen those people on television for a while, so I don't know. It's not like it's a good, it's not like it's a great loss. Well, I can agree, but two people have surprised me because I know not many people watch NXT because it's not NXT Gold. It's NXT 2.0, bro. I'm not into the 2.0, but give 2.0 a chance. It's actually pretty good, But I was going to say Mustafa Ali, I'm surprised, because when he went back to NXT, or should I say when he went to NXT, because he never went to NXT before, so when he went to NXT for the main roster, he showed what he could do, and that was great, man. Honestly, he was a great wrestler in the main event. But when he went into NXT, ooh, man, I was hoping that he would grab the belt, become one of the top stars, be like what they did with Finn Balor, when he went back to NXT before he joined Judgment Day, like around that time era. That's what I was hoping what they would do with Mustafa Ali. And hell, Mustafa Ali had a rivalry right now with Dominic Mysterio. He was supposed to face Dominic Mysterio at that pay-per-view at No Mercy. So they released him? Listen, I understand granting his wish because he wanted to leave, but this close to the pay-per-view? They were like, listen, he was already involved with a triple threat with Dragon Lee, so we could just, ease him out and put Dragon Lee in there. Nobody would notice. Nobody would notice. Take down those posters. Listen, I wish everybody the best on this list, honestly. There's some people on this list that are really awesome, and I can see them going to a lot of other places. Like Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke went to NXT, which is another one that surprised me. because she had Cora Jade, which is a good wrestler in NXT, kayfabe retirement after Dana Brooke beat her. And Dana Brooke had a protege, and they were having a fight, and then Dana Brooke just went poof, gone. My recommendation, since Dana Brooke and Emma, or Tenille Dashwood, I should say, are both on this list, they should form that tag team they had in NXT Gold and go to Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling has been pretty good as well. And I'm pretty sure those people go, oh, Impact Wrestling hasn't been good since before Hulk Hogan came in and ruined it with Eric Bischoff back in the day. Listen, if you're going to live in that kind of box, that's up to you. But I recommend watching Under Siege 2023, main event. You'll be shocked. But anyways, getting back, Dana Brooke, Tenille Dashwood, go to Impact Wrestling, be the women's tag team champions. Dolph Ziggler, another great wrestler. I see him going to AEW, and I know people. I know people like, oh well, have him join his brother, Ryan Nemeth. CM Punk's not there to bully him anymore, but have him go there with Ryan Nemeth and form a tag team. No, don't do that. Have Dolph Ziggler go there as a solo competitor. Have him face Ryan Nemeth and try to remake that magic that Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes, a.k.a. Goldust, for those people who don't know Dustin, and try to relive that magic. Let's see how if Dolph Ziggler could bring out, because Dolph Ziggler brought out the greatness of every wrestler. That's how good Dolph Ziggler was. So let's see if he can bring the greatness out of his own brother. I have other recommendations for other people, very quick. But for comedy bit, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Top Dollar is on this list and not B-Fab and Shanti to join him. What's his name? Shanti? That's his name? I forgot his name. Like the other two members of Hit Row, they're still lingering around. Well, Shanti the Adonis, yeah, that was his name. You know what? For comedy, like I said, comedy bit, I know Michael Cole right now is upset because he lost his stand-up routine making fun of Top Dollar. He's like, I got more jokes about Top Dollar. They're like, no. You can't say that anymore. We got rid of him. So, yeah, Shelton Benjamin. Listen, they dropped the ball on Shelton Benjamin. The Hurt Business. The Hurt Business was phenomenal when it was at its peak. It had so much potential, and they dropped the ball. And then after that, Shelton Benjamin dropped with it. Same thing with Cedric Alexander. He dropped with it as well. Like, he's a great wrestler as well, But yeah, everybody else on this list, I'm sorry, but I could say that if they kept them, they would have been in catering. Like what, Madcap Riddick Moss, Emma's husband, can go with her at Impact Wrestling. Aaliyah, come on. Mace and Mansoor, I'm sorry, but they're gonna be stuck in catering if they would have stuck through. But the thing is that after they release these wrestlers, I heard rumor has it that they're not done. This is just the beginning. There might be more names released. I heard as early as tomorrow or late as in next week. I don't know. If it does, I'll let you guys know. But so far, these are the wrestlers that have been released. So let's get to the second part of the news. This is the most interesting thing. I don't know if many people know about this. Call it karma. Call it karma at its best. Karma at its best if it is true. We're talking about TKO is labeling Vince McMahon a liability. Yes. You know what happens when a company has an employee, because Vince McMahon doesn't own TKO. He works for TKO. So when a company says an employee is a liability, we don't know what happens to that employee. But this was reported by Axios, shared by SB Nation. That's where we're reading it from. So Axios has a new report going over some of the interesting stock-related tidbits they came upon while sifting through recent SEC filings, I should say, made by WWE and TKO Group Holdings, the latter of which is the new company that formed as a result of WWE's merger this month with UFC. Vince McMahon's status with TKO is the main focus of these findings. It's noticed that McMahon currently holds around 28.84 million TKO shares, which was valued at $3 billion as of yesterday's market close. Furthermore, TKO has registered all of McMahon's shares for sale. Ooh, bum, bum, bum. Thus enabling him to avoid the lockup period that applies to other TKO stockholders. He should be stockholders, but TKO stockholders like Endeavor and Silver Lake. The report says that the registration rights agreement outlined by TKO might be about giving McMahon and or TKO flexibility in light of the ongoing federal investigation into McMahon's alleged misconduct that it was widely reported on last summer's related to hush money payments and certain unrecorded expenses made by McMahon. TKO's statement that Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Nick Khan, and Stephen R. Kuden, who are directors of TKO, will be selling stockholders in this offering, is at least causing some folks to wonder if this is hinting at Vince's potential exit from the company. Axios also mentions, this is the most important part, that in another regulatory filing, TKO admitted McMahon is a potential liability to their business. This is what they said. McMahon's membership on our board could expose us to negative publicity and or have other adverse financial and operational impacts on our business. They even highlighted that for you guys. His membership also may result in an additional scrutiny or otherwise exacerbate the other risk described herein. Any of these outcomes could directly or indirectly have adverse financial and operational impacts on our business. Ooh, boy. Have the tables turn, or the turntables, as Michael Scott would say from The Office. Listen, because if this is true, which I think it is, you know, this is TKO saying it. This is no more hiding, no more rumor bullshit, no more like, you know, McMahon covering up bullshit, because he doesn't own TKO. He works for TKO. So, like I said, if this is true, give the benefit of the doubt. If this is, then they're getting rid of him. They're getting rid of him. They're going to convince him to sell his stock. They're going to convince the old man to sell his stock. He's not going to be there for until he's 120 years old, like Kurt Angle reported that McMahon told him. He's done. And this is great, because you know what? That year, or what was it, like a little bit less than a year of not having McMahon was the best, almost not a year that WWE had in this generation. In this generation, it was the best. It was. Because you had Triple H, you know, in charge of everything. You did. You had Triple H in charge of the storylines and bringing people back and getting people excited, and the matches were good. And then all of a sudden there was rumor McMahon was coming back, you know, little by little, because he's bored, pal. He's bored of dating these women, pal. Because he was dating women. With that little, what was that, that Gomez mustache that he has from the Addams Family. looking like the guy from House on Haunted Hill. But seriously, McMahon came back, and then it was the same thing that we're dealing with. And now the main event roster is getting boring. boring. But, yeah. So what do you guys think? Because that is it. That's the two news. I mean, if you want to talk about the third one, there was really not much big of a news. That's basically SmackDown moving to the USA. SmackDown is off from Fox, going to USA in September 2024. No big article to read about it. Everybody's talking about it. We all knew this was going to happen. So that was like the third news that WWE had in store for everybody. Anyways, so what do you guys think about the released wrestlers? Are you going to miss them? Where do you think they're going to go? Like, I had some opinions about Impact Wrestling and AEW. What do you guys think? What also do you guys think about this whole rumored TKO situation with Vince McMahon? Will TKO finally convince McMahon to retire for good and let them run the show? And will the show be good if they run it? And finally, how do you feel about SmackDown? Because we mentioned it very last minute. How do you feel about SmackDown being on the USA Network and not on Fox? Anyways, let me know that in the comments down below. I got to get going. But before I go, I mentioned having a cold one with you guys. I've been coughing since I've been doing this whole report. I don't know if you guys heard it. And I need something to drink. So let me chug with you guys. If you guys have a cold one, raise it up for me. For the people that have been fired, I wish you guys luck. I do. I hope you guys find happiness, like the way Matt Cardona has been doing during the independence. He's been doing phenomenal. If it can happen to him, it can happen to you. Just think about it. It's him and other people that have left WWE, and they, even Cody Rhodes. Look at Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, he got released from WWE, and he made his whole thing, and he went all the way back full circle into a main event player. Anyways, this goes out to them. So let's give a chug, and then we're going to end this video. But for the past, the present, for the future, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Keep it brutal, guys. Stay safe. See you later. Let's chug.